Good morning, beautiful people. Happy, I think it's Wednesday. It's day 5 of Understanding Fear. I'm really loving it. I'm loving going back and reading what I've written in the past and what has really brought me to this moment. And today is another one of those, to me, exciting lessons because as we continue in the history of fear, day 5 in the online course was all about how important fear actually is. And a lot of people don't understand fear is a full body expression, an emotion, and experience. Is that you can't be afraid of one thing and not have it affect everything. And one of my favorite taglines recently is everything is everything. So fear being that full body experience, it was there and it's has allowed us to be alive. And I learned a lot about fear through Elizabeth Gilbert, is, that fight or flight response. It allowed our ancestors to survive in elements of unknown. But unfortunately, we also have a very well-developed imagination. So we have a brain, all of us. Prehistoric brain is still very active. That amygdala, that fight or flight response to fear, it's what's kept us alive. It's what prevents us from touching a hot fire. It's what sometimes prevents us from taking risks that expose us to danger. But we also have our advanced brain, our cerebellum, and that is those higher level activities, imagination, creativity, inspiration. And a lot of the times with fear, unfortunately, our amygdala tells our advanced brain what might happen. We fear things that may not be true. We internalize them into ourselves and we start forward thinking about the worst case scenario. And again, in times like today where there's a lot of uncertainty, there is that element where we just don't know. And it's really easy to fall into that fear trap where we become afraid of everything. We become afraid of even leaving our homes out of fear that we might get the virus. But the science is there, and that's why the experts are saying, stay 2 meters away from each other. The virus can't jump between people over that distance. We do know that the virus lasts, potentially for a lot longer than we thought on a surface. And that's why it's really important. Don't touch your face with your hands and wash your hands. So these are all really simple. And it's like, I always remember growing up, my dad, if I touched a hot stove or, went close to a fire, I only ever did it once because we trained ourselves that will burn us. And a lot of the times with fear, that's the message, is what are we supposed to learn from this moment? Learn it and then say, okay, fear, I'm really happy you were along for the ride, but you've taught me the lesson. It's time for you to go in the back seat now, because I've got the steering wheel, and I'm going to drive this car. You're not allowed to touch the buttons. You're not allowed to tell me where to go, but I appreciate having you on the journey with me. And what we see, and I'm going to post a picture. I don't know if this will show. This is one of my favorite pictures, and I remind myself of it every day, is that fear is what creates anxiety. And we try to suppress it, but by suppressing the anxiety, it just makes things worse. So with that, I also want to take a quick moment. My shirt. We're a huge hockey family. That's no secret to anyone that's following along at home. And they announced that the Ontario Hockey League season was done, as well with the playoffs and the Memorial Cup. Well, that means that Guelph is defending Ontario Hockey League champions for 2 years in a row, and they get to go forward next year as being the defending champions. It's kind of exciting. You got to find a highlight in the moment we're in. So, love you all. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your family. Reach out to someone you haven't talked to in a while, and just say that you're thinking of them and you wish them well. And don't forget to wash your hands.